What's going on, everybody? It's yours truly, man, Mufasa, man, with a part two. Coach Outlaw decided to stay with us and cook up some more, man. And this a topic that's near and dear to my heart, right? And I want to let you guys know, shout out to all my supporters, my followers. That's why we call it Alpha College Gems. We dropping gems every time, every chance we get. So it's brought to my attention because I never like to talk about dating without the end goal, which is marriage, and then marriage, which is building a legacy. And you got to find the right woman to build a legacy with. You know, that's gonna help you be the most alpha version of yourself. So, what I want to ask Coach Outlaw, and he has a lot of wisdom, right? And he has a great perspective. And like I said before, I wish I would have met this man earlier in my life. He would have inspired me to, be more mature, do better, and attack life at a different angle. So I want to give you guys an opportunity to do something that I never did and seek more wisdom, right? And with that topic that at hand, I want to show you guys, like, we're going to redefine 50-50 for you guys. So you know it ain't just splitting all the bills down the middle. And I hate to say it, but that's what social media has done to our brains. So when we hear 50-50, we just think everybody splitting the bills down the middle, everybody equal, and women hate it. Actually, as a man, I hate it too, but for different reasons, right? Women gonna always want to keep their money and have the man pay for everything and be a provider. That's cute. But at the same time, we all have certain things we need to do. So I want to redefine that 50-50 role for you guys. I always say this, Coach Outlaw. It's really 100-100. You do what you need to do financially 100%, and I'm gonna do what I need to do financially 100%. Everybody has a role in the household. We all have a standard. So, but I want you to break down, where do you think 50-50 came from, or the history of that? Because I never heard it until I got, into my late 20s.
Coach, well, let me first off tell everybody for one thing that when you start thinking about halves, 50%, 50%, that statement and that topic and even just that label, it came into when we were starting to lose the battle in finance when it comes to breaking up with women in divorce. That's when we started counting halves. Your half, my half, 50%, 40%. So that whole topic of being 50 and 50 and halves, you gotta understand, we didn't always operate like that because we had roles in this team, in this family structure that we all did to make the family go. So when you start talking about 50-50 is when people start losing. So that whole 50-50 mindset of you paying half of this and I'm paying half of that comes from somebody who is pocket watching. Because when you're living life trying to love someone the best you can love them, and they're trying to do the same thing to you, you're not counting money. I don't count money when it comes to out kicking it with my family. It's whatever I can need to do for the smiles to keep going. If I got to foot the bill, if I got to pay these bills for everybody to be successful, everybody to grow, then I'm going to do that. Because I know that it's also going to be things that my wife is going to be doing with her gifts that I don't possess. She's going to have the patience to nurture. She's going to have the patience to wipe a boo-boo. She's going to have the patience to listen to a problem. She's going to have the patience to mommy, my tutu itch. That's something I don't want to deal with. So I know that our time and our gifts are being equally distributed to make our family go. And men, let me go and say this. So we on the alpha. This is alpha man territory.
Being the most alpha version of yourself.
Alpha version. Let me go and say this. And I'm going to say this, and I know a lot of y'all soft-ass cats might not like me for this, but can't now one of y'all reduplicate or replicate yourself. Meaning you can't impregnate yourself and then hold the baby for 9 months and push the baby out. And if you're a real dad, we all know those people are pretty much, they like my greatest works of art, if I must do say so myself. And because that's my legacy, and that's the only thing that's going to remain on earth once I'm gone, who do I repay for that? I can say I repay God. I can say I repay God, but it's another person on this earth that helped me, that directly helped me get that individual here. And that's my wife or the mother of my child. That person, that individual helped you become the better version of yourself. And how we become the better version of ourselves is we replicate ourselves through our children. So with that, how much do you owe that person? Is it 50% of your check? Is it 50%? Like, what do you owe that person?
Whoa. You gave me, like, I ain't trying to cut you off.
You good, Cole?
You gave me something that when I hear 50-50, I don't even think about all that. So you got to go into depth with the potential of the woman you with, right? And what she can actually do for you. She's helping you build a legacy. And as a leader, yes, you're going to have to pull the weight. It's just like a football coach. You know what I'm saying? You the head coach and the team lose. They don't blame the quarterback. Who they blame? They blame the head coach.
Your team, coach.
That's your team. You put this team together. You got her here. So at some point, yeah, she going to have to work. She going to have to get you right. She going to have to produce. But you also going to have to set that thing up for her to where she is able to produce. You got to give her a program. You got to feed her. You got to make sure she's strong. You got to make sure she's able to put the team on her back, which will be them little kids, which will be your family, which will be helping you get to your purpose. So that's the hardest part, I think, in all this. When you doing 50-50, nah, man, ask her for 100. That's what I do. I always hated that word, like 50%. I always hated it because, I'm a coach and I play football.
It's trash.
They don't want nobody to do nothing at 50%.
That's trash effort.
Right.
50%. 50?
Yeah.
That means you save some on me? Because that's what it sounds like to me. When somebody say I'm bringing 50%, you're going to pay half and I'm going to pay half.
Ooh, that's that Kokosa. My bad.
I feel like, Coach, I just feel like that halfway, that halfway is not going to get us to winning today. Me doing a half effort ain't going to have us winning. And all I care about is the team winning. That's why if I got to give 100% today because you down or you might not be feeling good. So what if I do got to pick up the kids and pay the bills and go wash the clothes and cook the meal? I got to do that today for our team to win today. If I got to do it because you down for a month, I might got to do that. But as long as our team is progressing. So that's why I don't understand that 50-50 and why we count each other pockets. Why we doing that pocket watching? Once we have came together and said that we're going to be together and we're going to be a unit, right. That means our goal should be for us to elevate as far as we can go. That should be our goal. To you get far and I get far together. If that's not the goal and you only want to put in this amount of money, that must mean you don't really want us to go because you ain't all the way in. I want somebody 10 toes in with me. I don't want nobody 50-50 in as long as I pay my half. Well, I'm going to say, bitch, we putting out, if you don't give me the other half, I ain't got my half in, bitch, we might get put out today. What the fuck's up then? Now what you going to say? It's the same way. So we got to stop saying that. I feel like that's a losing mindset, counting halves. I count wins. I count success. I count progress. I don't count dollars and cents because I'm one of them motherfuckers. I want my family and team to win and go by any means necessary. And if I got to spend all my money for us to goddamn win every month and I'm broke, but long as we got everything we need, then so fucking what? I'm going to spend it. And I don't care what she spends because it's some stuff I need her to do. And if she doing what I need her to do for my team to win, then I don't care what it costs me. I don't care what it costs me. I'm one of them people, I win at all costs. I win at all costs. If I'm broke, if I put in $100 today, if I spend $50.
Now let me ask you this then. Do you feel like your wife has the same mentality you have? Does she feel like if you can't give 100 today, cause let's say you sick, or you in a situation, you in a legal bind, or you fighting something, you feel like she gonna say the same thing, or she gonna turn on you? Because a lot of, this is why I'm saying this. When I first jumped on YouTube, it was a lot of dudes saying, "Oh, you marry a woman, and if you lose your job, she'll leave you." Like I heard that shit so much, and I said, "What kind of beta male?" Like I was like, "What kind of beta male stuff this is?" If you got a woman that will leave you once you down bad or you go unemployed for a couple months, and she's willing to leave you, that's not really your woman.
I mean, you was a trick anyway. You must have known that. I mean,
Come
you
on.
know if you know you're a trick, if the woman only with you because you spend it, that's crazy for you to marry a woman that you don't feel like she'll have your back if you go down. I ain't marrying nobody who can't eat bologna with me. I need somebody who can eat lobster and bologna. I want somebody to better eat bologna with me when I got $1 million in the bank. And I want somebody to better eat lobster with me if we celebrating a $5 win. See, you understand? I need her to be both. And if she can't do both, she can't be my wife, coach. So I ain't got a question that mine will do for me. Because I know mine is going to come the back for me, whatever I need. I know it's a text away. I know if I ask her for it, because I know she got it. If she ain't got it, it's a problem. Because I wouldn't have asked her for it if she ain't supposed to have it. So in that case, you gotta pick your teammate closely. Pick you a teammate who want to see you win. And your teammate want to see you win, going to do whatever they can do in their power to see you win. They're not going to say, well, baby, I only can give you 200 on the bills. I needed 500. You got 5? I got 5, but in my mind, I said, I'm spending 2 every month, and the rest ain't on me. Okay, but then let you know she's not all the way in because she's worrying about her. Same way with a dude. If a dude, and I'm gonna tell y'all this,
okay.
real man.
I'm going on the men.
Yeah, I'm going in on men too, cause I just had to do this because we alpha men. We gotta alpha. You gotta lead the right way. I'm not willing to ask nobody to do something I ain't willing to do, coach. That's just being real. I ain't one of them motherfuckers who goddamn out here preaching orders and goddamn can't toe the line. If I ask you to do it, I'm willing to do the same motherfucking thing, coach. And that's when they say about 50-50. No, man, we all got roles. I feel like a man supposed to take out the trash. Yeah, but if you ain't broken, if you ain't heart, if you're not disabled and the trash is filled and it's right there and it go right there, then ma'am, and I'm not at home, you in the house be stinking. No, go take out the trash. It's little stuff like that. We can't keep on counting. We gonna count up. We count wins. We not count. We all know we got roles to do. We all know I can cook. She can cook. I can change. I can watch somebody. She can watch somebody. If she gone and I got to put the hair in a puff, I know how to do a puff. I know how to brush that motherfucker up. Cole, that shit the easiest one. I wet that shit up and put that shit in a puff and pick that shit out, Cole. That's what I'm going to go to. I'm going to go to it. She going to have a puff today. But we all got to be willing to do that. We all got to be willing to do each other's job to win. If you count what you doing, if you making a tally sheet, oh, last week I did this. We went out to dinner and you made me pay. I paid 2 times in a row. You pocket watching and you're losing. You're a loser. Only losers doing that. Winners count wins. Winner don't count. If I had to spend everything I had today and I won, then we won. We won. That's all that matters. We won. I'm counting wins. I'm not counting that little money because I know that as a man, I got to go get the money. I know that. I know that. As a man, you should want to go get the money. And you shouldn't want your woman working all. Yes, it could be a job where you might make it, your woman can make $100,000, $200,000, you make 40. Should you still put some on the bills? Yeah. Still put some on the bills. I ain't saying you got to pay your whole check because she got a little money, but motherfucker, pick up something, man. You can pick up a goddamn Wi-Fi and a goddamn cell phone, nigga. Goddamn. That's all I'm saying. Do your best. Like you said, coach, 100%. Give me your 100. Because your 100% going to look different from my 100%. My 100% might allow me to pay all the bills. Your 100% might not allow you to pay all the bills and still have some money. So we can't grade each other on who do what, meaning that your role is more important than my role. No, our role is equally important. Because without your job and without what you do, we can't go.
Hold on, Coach. I'm gonna give you an analogy real quick. How important is that have a good kicker that give 100%? How important is that? That's just as important. You know what I mean? State championships and championships was lost because you ain't have a kicker to put 100%. Maybe right now she could only be the kicker. I'm gonna need that extra point.
Okay.
I'm gonna need them 3 points. How Tom Brady done won 4 out of his 5 Super Bowls?
Adam Vinatieri.
Come on.
That's it, bro.
Come on. I'm gonna get us down here now. You just gotta make sure we get these points. I'm gonna get us right here. I'm gonna get us to Cancun. I'm gonna need you to get that extra point so we get this trip. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's all you got, but that's something that motivates a man, and it also can motivate that woman because she feels like she's doing her part. And what I learned about modern day relationships right now is they do this, and I hate to say it. I fucking hate to say this. They try to get a lot for a little bit of effort, and I hate that. There's a lot of women that's looking for men who's gonna do the most for them while they give minimal effort. That's why you see, like we just explained before, that's why you see them lame ass niggas with these fine ass girls, because guess what? They ain't gotta do nothing but show up and be pretty. Mm-hmm. I don't know who raised them like that, but that's what they do. Now you with a lame dude because he doing the most, or he got a little paper, so he gonna pay whatever. He putting out all his effort when he should be with a woman that actually love his dirty draws, versus a woman who, I'm gonna be in this relationship because I ain't gotta do nothing, and he gonna do the most.
Coach, man, I think the number one problem is I do see though, and I'm glad you said that, Coach, because I feel like as a community and a culture, we don't like to add value to the relationship. A lot of people come in.
Thank you. That's what I'm talking about. Adding value to the relationship. Talk about it.
A lot of people come in with entitlement. They feel entitled to a certain lifestyle, a certain level of living. They feel they're entitled to this because they look a certain way, or they come from a certain lifestyle. Their parents, they grew up where they grew up or whatever. It causes entitlement. And I realized that no, everyone has to bring value. Everyone has to bring something to the table. When people say like what you bring to the table, what you always bring to the table, like I knew my wife was gonna be my wife when we knew we were gonna have to build the table. Like we were gonna have to build the table together. You gonna build it, lay table. We're gonna build a table together. Then we're gonna get chairs and put around the table. Then we're gonna get people to put in the chairs. See, we knew we had to build that. It wasn't gonna be what you got, because everyone knows. Real people know, not the tricks, but the real people know that if you don't bring anything to the relationship and you come in expecting everything, then what did you build here? You didn't shoot no free throw, like the song say. You didn't shoot no free throws in the gym. So what do you think you're entitled to? It can't be the vagina, because it was a long list of vagina I had before I got this money. When I didn't have no money, I was still getting vagina. So it can't be that now that I got all this money.
Matter of fact, I would get more.
It can't be that your vagina just went up because my money went up. How your value of your vagina went up because my money went up. It don't work like that. That vagina is still the same vagina I was getting when I was broke. So now you got to add something else to my life. How about be the one that helped me become that success? How about be the one that helped usher me into the money? See, then now you become invaluable. Now you added real value. You made me. You helped build me. So yes, you're supposed to spend this money with me. Yeah, you deserve, if I leave and I say fuck you, yeah, that man deserved to give that woman half of every fucking thing. Because, yeah, you was in the mud building that shit when that nigga didn't have shit. But if you one of them women who say, I ain't marrying nobody unless he got 6 figures, got a house, got this, got that. If I got all that with you, then what the fuck would I need you for then? Just think about. I just when women say that,
Think about it.
I got a list of
Think
niggas that
about
have
it.
all this type of stuff. Well, if I got all this stuff with you, what you bring out? Don't say vagina. Please don't say vagina. What else you bringing? Don't say vagina. You ain't gonna give me no kids. That means
You better bring another 100K. That's the only way. I always say this. We said this before. Don't sit at my table if you ain't build my table. You ain't starve with me, don't sit with me.
Cole, that's just
You
what
can't
it is.
sit. I said this, and I said this before, and I'm gonna say it again. If I was a billionaire, I wouldn't trust nan woman that walked through my door to entertain me unless they had $1 billion too.
Cole.
Cause why? You weren't with me shooting in the gym. Build with me. That's where we at right now. And if you really an alpha male and you say you an alpha male, you're gonna be loyal to the people that build with you.
Cole,
Cause why? Cause anybody who come in your house after you done, anybody who come in your castle after you done built your castle, they'll take your castle. Not the one that built your castle with you. They ain't trying to take. They trying to enjoy it with you. But guess what? When you built that castle, somebody gonna try to take over your castle if you just invited them in. That's why you got all these men on these podcasts saying, "Oh, they just gonna take half of the stuff you earn because you brought them in there after you done earned it. Now they finna take half." I guarantee you when you get him with a man, when you talk to a man who built with a woman and the woman left, he ain't tripping about her taking half because she was there. Jeff Bezos ain't cry. He ain't get on nobody podcast and complain because that woman started that Amazon business and we all use Amazon. That woman helped him start Amazon. She was the first person to invest in him. So when she took half of that shit, he ain't blink an eye. He couldn't.
Hey, Tiger Woods, we the only one complaining about Tiger Woods losing all that money in divorce. Tiger ain't saying shit because Tiger said she was a good mama, even though she was an ugly ass white woman. She was a good mama, and she got there and held him down.
Exactly.
So I mean, it is what it is. Cole, man, I tell people like this, Cole. Only people require, and this is what women gotta understand. This is the number one thing I try to tell women. They gotta look at what they require in the beginning. Because the only man that requires money from a woman up front is a pimp. Okay. Only up front money. If it's only just money, I'm pimping. And I need two of y'all. I ain't gonna do it with one. We don't never ask no woman her job. A man don't care. If I meet a woman that I'm smitten with, I think she fine and all I know. As long as she give me her information and let me know when I can see her, I don't give a fuck if she pulling cans from the goddamn streetway. I don't give a fuck what she doing. I don't give a fuck what she doing. A man don't care. Women don't only want to ask somebody with their dating criteria, what do you do for money? And they judging off that shit. A man don't do it.
So let me ask you this, and we're gonna segue into this other little topic. So now us having daughters, right? And you know we don't want our daughter with no bum ass nigga. We don't want our daughters with no bums. So how would you tell your daughter to assess a man's value, worth? You know what I'm saying? His quality, because I like to say the word value and the word quality and value are two different words. We'll talk about that later, but quality is something that you could measure against something else. Value is perceived. So how would you tell a woman to rate a man's quality? Because a man can sit up there and show you a couple $100,000 in his bank account and he still be broke. You get what I'm saying? So I can't sit up there and tell my daughter, you can't ask that man how much he make. You gotta watch that man moves throughout the week. You get what I'm saying? So like, how do you? So how would you say that with a woman that's dating, act like she your daughter? What you'll tell her?
So in my case, when it comes to how I taught my daughters to value or see the value in a man is that if a man is not willing to love himself or something that he loves, he's not capable of loving you. So,
Purpose.
purpose. So if he's not chasing his purpose in life or something that he deems important at that moment, it need to be something in his life at that moment, and it can change because a man's going to change. But it needs to be something in his life that he is willing to die for and go to great lengths to indulge, improve, and love on because that's a part of him because he believes wholeheartedly in that. If he can do that, then he's capable of loving you because he's capable of loving himself. If you got a man who got down fucking over himself, he out of shape. It's fuck the world. He don't know. He don't want to work. He don't want to do this. Well, you gonna have kids with him and be with him? That ain't a funk. That's just a lazy motherfucker. That ain't going through a funk. No, somebody who's quitting on life, that's not going through a funk because I done gone through route stages. We all do.
Yeah.
From being an athlete to going to being the next stage. That's the greatest pivotal point for all athletes. We all go through a little small depression period. We realize we're not going to the NFL.
Coach, I call it this, death. I say an athlete dies 3 deaths. The first death, the end of the career. The second death, the end of your athletic abilities as far as we know it. Then the third death is the physical death, like the real life death.
You're right,
So we go through three. When you're an athlete, I think the first death is the hardest one when you realize, dang, I ain't gonna be able to make it. I gotta hang it up. Then the second one, you already know, man, I'm getting a little old. I can't heal like I used to. I can't go be a weekend warrior, play all these sports for 5-6 hours like I used to. It's cool. That's a death, but a lot of them don't get past that first death.
It takes you time.
We gonna talk about that's a podcast. That's a topic for another day. But let's say your daughter did choose that right man. Now I want to hear something about. Would you tell her to take her role in the relationship, or how would you tell women to take on their roles? Like, do you believe in gender roles? Yeah. Like, cause I know today in modern times, you can't be barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen. The economy ain't set up like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So how do you as an alpha male relay that message like this is your role in the relationship versus this is my role?
So again, I've raised my daughters to be complete teammates. So in being an awesome teammate.
So it's like teamwork.
Oh, it is teamwork, coach. You gotta be selfless, coach. You gotta be selfish. You gotta care more about the team success than your own personal success. But all real athletes know that if my team is winning, I'm going to look like a winner. I'm going to get notoriety. I'm going to get everything that comes with it, money, fame, or just a great feeling of being fulfilled in life about what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But that got to be the focus in going into. If you ask me how I raised my daughters, I talk to them to focus on the team, focus on your partner. That's who you focus on. You build that relationship and let that be strong as iron. Let that be indestructible. Become best friends with your partner. And that's what we got to understand now, because I'll get rid of a girlfriend. I don't want to get rid of my best friend, though. It's easy to get rid of a girlfriend. It's hard to get rid of my best friend.
Man, say that again one time.
And that's it, Cole. It's easy to get rid of a girlfriend, but it's hard to get rid of a best friend. So if you want to know how to grow with someone, you got to become friends with them. And that means you got to be able to be accountable. That means you have to tell somebody, I'm sorry I hurt your feelings, even though I didn't mean to. I didn't know what I said or my action was going. You got to be able to say that. I don't like people who can't apologize for doing something wrong. That's my number one pet peeve in dealing with an individual is don't be a victim. Take accountable. Only kids, babies, they can't protect nothing. They don't know no better. But grown people, no, you know better. So I teach my daughters to don't be in a relationship acting like you the holding it out because you wear the vagina. No, you're not holding it out because you're not the most perfect one. No, you do stuff wrong too. And when you do stuff wrong, tell somebody you're sorry. Tell somebody you apologize for hurting their feelings or mistrusting them or being too emotional. Tell them, because when you do that, all you're doing is strengthening your friendship, and you're making your bond closer with your partner. You're making your bond closer. He's gonna love you more.
Oh, I want to say this, ladies. I'm gonna give y'all a little tip. If you learn how to apologize, a man will trust you more, open up to you more, and be more loyal to you.
Everything more.
Because it's extremely hard for men. Men go through life and motherfuckers do not apologize to us when they know they're supposed to be apologizing. We go through life. I can count on my hand how many apologies I have had in the last 10 years. I could probably count on one hand.
Yep.
Guess what though? Two or three of them came from my lady. And guess what? Every time she apologized or say, hey, I could have handled this different, or this, that, the third, I get closer to her. I feel safer with her. I'm starting to see life only with her. But guess what? When I know you do me wrong, you don't apologize to me, guess what I often do? It's just pushing me farther and farther away. And the only way you know how to apologize to a man is when you start taking accountability. And you realize for one apology you give to a man, he might give you 4, 5 apologies. You get what I'm saying? So that's my little tidbit for them. When they dealing with a genuine man, a genuine person, learn how to apologize. That goes a long way in a man's life. This the only, I still have friends based off my friendship, especially with females. I'm gonna say this. My friends, they have been very emotionally supportive of me because they knew how to apologize to me. And it's hard for me to let them go. Because I know that if they're wrong, they're going to come to me and tell me that they're wrong. And I'm going to leave it because that's a podcast for another day. How to determine if your friends are good for you or not. Oh. And I don't have we got us, but we need a female to come on the podcast and do that.
Yeah.
To talk on the female part of that. So check this out. So with my gender roles, I do believe modern day gender roles are very fluid, but it still has to be a male and female component to it. So versus the bills, both of us working. But guess what? If I have a daughter, I need a female's touch for my daughter. You get what I'm saying?
Gotta have it.
If you have a son, you dating a woman that got a son, she gonna need a man's touch for her son. So you gotta be able to take on that type of role. You know what it is to be a man, and they start at 6, 7 years old sometimes, right? She know what it is to be a woman. That shit start at 3, 4 years old. You know what I'm saying? So we have to get, and it sucks because we have this society that I think they rule through a lot of confusion, and they keep the black community down because we're always at odds. So I honestly think, and I understand from what I've been seeing, that we can't make it as clear as we want to, but we got to make it to what's good, what's best for us. And the only way we can make it what's best for us, you got to sit down with that woman when y'all in a relationship and iron shit out. You got to sit down and say, okay, this is what we're going to do because this is what you good at, this is what I'm good at, this is what I need you for, this is what I need you for. And it's okay. You're supposed to use your woman in a relationship, and she's supposed to use your ass. That's what we need to, it's okay. I'm a user, you're a user. Let's use each other. Let's build, let's grow. You know what I'm saying? Like I always say, if you want to get somewhere fast, you go alone. You want to get somewhere far, you go together. That's how I look at it. So, you got anything to add about the gender roles? Because I want to know like how you and your wife play it.
Right. And
well, I don't want to say play, but you know.
Right. And Coach, and what it is.
Does it change over time or is it the same thing?
It has to, because it's day to day.
Okay, it's day to day.
And I tell somebody that's why I say it's important to always have that teamwork mindset. Because day to day, roles can get crossed. I might have to pick up something that she usually does.
So some days you cook,
Some days I cook.
some days you clean,
I get baths.
and you still the most alpha version of yourself.
I'm a whole killer.
Exactly. All right.
But that's the thing is we don't understand is that when we're thinking about teamwork in individuals, your mindset can change. If it's just you can afford to be selfish. You can afford to have a different gender qualification. I can say that every time if I don't have no kids, if I didn't have no kids, and my wife beat me at home, oh yeah, I can say I want you in lingerie, smelling good, already in that bath, that food done before I hit that door. I can say that because I know you don't have any obligations stopping you from doing that for me. Stuff changes as our priorities and what we have to do change in life. But that doesn't mean that your roles change. It's just how we communicate. We got to communicate. Over time, somebody got to add something. Somebody might have to decrease something off their list based on what we've added and how we've grown as a family. So roles could get changed.
Dropping gems.
Roles can get changed. And we have to be able to keep changing because as we mature and get older, we're changing. We're going to change. If you don't grow, you die. So that means if you're not...
Say it again?
Oh, if you don't grow, you die.
All right. Okay.
So if you're not willing to change in your relationship, then your relationship is going to die. It's going to become stagnant. And that's what happens when we have unhappy people or people who've been together
broken home.
25 years. 20, 25 years, 30 years, y'all get divorced and all this bullshit happens because people stop communicating and people stop evolving. You get stuck in your role. Ain't no sticking in your role. I've been doing this for 20 years and then what I'm going to do? Well, bitch, for the next 20, you're going to do something different for us to make it.
Exactly.
For us to make it. You can't get stuck in your role because your role's ever evolving. Remember, to elevate, sometimes we have to get uncomfortable, coach. We got to get uncomfortable to go to that next level. We can't get stuck in doing the same thing.
To elevate, you have to get uncomfortable.
You have to get uncomfortable.
Okay.
You got to push yourself. You understand to grow muscle. We know we strength coaches. If I let these little boys live 135 all the time, they're not gonna never grow because their muscles are not gonna never have to adapt to change. Through adapting to change is how you grow. So even in a relationship, I pick up certain stuff that my wife do to help grow myself. To help push myself, to let myself know that yes, you're a businessman, but you can also be a better dad in this situation. I told myself I got to help more on homework because I seen her. I came in there one day and she was doing 3 people homework at one time. She was turning here, then turning here, turning here. Well, I said, oh, I got to be at home before this time now because I can't leave her to do everybody's homework, even though she's doing a good job and my kids make good grades.
Right.
But I know that this one might need a little bit more attention. And that'll allow you to give them some more attention. Now, everybody's growing equally. Instead of this person reading grade be down and that one be good because she might need a little more help in her reading homework. It's just stuff like that we got to pick up. We got to know we got to always be able to always stay open. Don't get prideful. As alpha men, we still got to be careful and not get too prideful.
That pride be
that pride to get you. Try to get you, oh, I do this, and I do this, and do this. So you should be able to do this, do this, and do this.
Right. I do that all the time.
Yeah. We have to be careful because you have to always talk because you don't know what's going on with your partner. You don't know if anything changed in their life that caused them to, some of their roles that they have already established and had, something could have happened in their life that caused them to do something differently. And you have to know that. So then you have to know how to either communicate, help her get through it, to get her back on that point. You got to help. You got to keep on evolving. So I believe gender roles are important, but I believe also too that, again, I know I might sound redundant in this, but I still believe that when you put the family first in your mindset and everything you do, love gets spread evenly. And no one gets felt drained or incomplete or not fulfilled. fulfilled or not appreciated is because we're not able to just communicate and pick up. If I see you've been working all day and you're a little tired, then I'm gonna get a day. Sit down and chill for a second. Get your mind right. I'm gonna clear the table off. Just little stuff like that, coach. We gotta be in tune with our mate. And being in tune with our mate lets you know when you need to help them on some stuff that they might be falling to the wayside on. But if you don't stay in tune, if you just get caught up in doing my job, I pay the bills in this motherfucker. So shit, I ain't doing that. She should figure that shit out. I did my job.
She should have cooked tonight.
Right. But you don't know that she could be going through something, depressed or going through something. And that's what caused her to bog down or something like that. You can't attack her. You can't beat nobody up because what if you just have a winning streak of 10, 12 years of winning? You finna say she a bad motherfucking wife and mom because she going through a rough spell right here? So we gotta be careful with doing that. And that's what I keep on telling people when it comes to them. When you say gender roles, yeah, the gender roles matter, but team success matter more. So if I gotta, this year, if I gotta goddamn put on an apron as a goddamn alpha motherfucking king of my house, if I gotta put on an apron.
I already like jumping on the grill now.
Right. If I gotta cook and clean mode, I gotta cook and clean mode. It just certain stuff. What if my wife go get a job and it make her $100,000, $200,000 more and she's not at home as much? So now I gotta do the homework and get people everywhere, stuff like that, because she bringing in majority of the money. What I'm gonna be a lame ass nigga like, oh, I don't like you working that job because you're not home anymore and you can't cook and clean like you used to. All that dumb ass, lame ass shit I be hearing y'all motherfuckers say. Man, I care about winning. So if my wife gotta go get some money, I don't give a fuck about that shit, Cole. I do what I need to do for us to win, Cole. So that's how I look at general.
Amen to that, man. Look, like I always say, this has been another episode of Alphacology. Like I always say, it's not tea, it's protein. Peace out.